Are you stuck in an endless loop of planning, second guessing, and never actually hitting publish? Don't worry, because you're definitely not alone in this. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools that you need in order for you to stop overthinking and finally start creating content that matters. There are 5 different things keeping you stuck in the overthinking trap. So the first thing is analysis paralysis, and this can be caused by one of two things. So either you are attempting to be on too many platforms at once and it becomes overwhelming because you need to learn all about each of the different algorithms. You need to optimize each piece of content for that specific platform, or you need to try to make a new piece of content for each of those platforms, which obviously takes a lot of time. The second thing that can be keeping you stuck in analysis paralysis is having too many niche choices. So some of you know that have been watching my videos that I struggle with ADHD, and picking from different niches is actually like probably my biggest struggle. I just get super overwhelmed with so many different ideas that I just end up not doing anything at all. Number 2 is perfectionism. This is when you are just constantly trying to think of different ways to make your video better. Maybe you want a different setup. Maybe you want a new camera. Maybe you need a new microphone. You just keep looking for different ways to improve, but yet you haven't actually done anything to start making progress. So you're doing everything around making videos better, but you're not actually making videos. And this is something that I've definitely been guilty of as well. I think you might be relieved to know that you don't actually need a $5,000 setup or studio in order to build an audience. If the value is in your video, your audience isn't going to care what your background looks like, what you look like, or if you are filming on a potato. I will say though that sound quality is arguably better than camera quality, but don't fight me on that. The third thing that's keeping you stuck in the overthinking trap is comparison. This is when you are constantly looking at other creators who are ahead of you or maybe where you want to be in the future, but you're not there yet. And when you do this, it can leave you feeling inadequate or like you're so far behind that why should you even bother starting to begin with? This is a hard trap to get out of, and I struggle with this too, especially if you are going into a niche that is already oversaturated. It's hard not to compare yourself to what's already out there, but all of the information that's already out there is stuff that you can easily search, but people might be more drawn to someone that's more like them or is more relatable to them versus someone that they have nothing in common with. Also, no one has your unique perspectives, your experiences, or your ideas, or any of that. So that's one thing that will make you different. You don't have to be better than the other creators. You just have to be different. And the best way to be different is by really understanding yourself and leaning into your past experiences, and eventually your people will find you. The fourth thing keeping you stuck in the overthinking trap is fear of criticism or failure. When it comes to fear of criticism or failure, I feel like this is just another way for us to self-sabotage ourselves and like keep ourselves safe. When it comes to fear of criticism or failure, you haven't had anyone really criticize you yet. And especially if you're going to be growing or building a business in public, there are going to be people that have something to say. But just because they have something to say doesn't mean that they're right or what they're saying is true. The only way that you can fail is if you stop trying and you stop building. The last thing keeping you in the overthinking trap is overwhelm from too many ideas. And this is my arch nemesis. I literally get too many ideas. It's a blessing and a curse. When you get overwhelmed with too many ideas, it also leads to analysis paralysis and trying to figure out which idea is the best idea or which idea is going to do better in the algorithm. But let's just put it this way. If you are getting overwhelmed from too many ideas, just write them all down. Just pick from your ideas when you have an idea that really inspires you, or you notice that there's an idea that you think would really help your audience like right now. When it comes to overthinking, there is a price to pay. It could come in the form of not being able to build your audience as fast as you could be if you were to just put your head down and work on progress over perfection and just getting videos out. That way, all you need to do is keep building and iterating, and you will improve over time. If you are offering your audience value, then there's really nothing else that you need to worry about. Just work on connecting with your audience and giving them value. The other thing that overthinking is going to prevent you from doing is you're going to lose momentum. A great example of this is actually something that I'm dealing with right now. I've been sick for 2 weeks. My family caught the C word, that one word that we're not going to say on here. And so because of that, now it feels weird talking to the camera again after I'd been consistent for a month or just over a month. So now it doesn't feel like I'm starting from ground zero. It just feels a little bit weird talking to the camera. And I definitely need to work on building up a library of content for the times that I'm not able to post if something comes up or a family emergency comes up or I'm sick or I want to go on vacation. Another thing that overthinking is going to cost you is your creativity. If you have analysis paralysis and you're getting totally overwhelmed with all of the things you could be doing but aren't doing, or you get shiny object syndrome, when you start going down that rabbit hole, you are going to just get so overwhelmed with all of the information that you're not going to do anything and you're not actually going to be able to come up with ideas for yourself. So when this happens, I like to try to take a step back from social media, and I find going out in nature for a nice walk with my family or cleaning my home and decluttering brings my head back down to ground level and I can think more clear. I find that my best ideas come from when I'm not actually doing anything related to creating content. The other thing that can happen if you are overthinking too much is burning out before you even start, which is kind of crazy, like kind of a crazy concept to think about because you haven't even pressed record yet and already feel burnt out. Okay, so enough of how overthinking is keeping you trapped and what it's costing you. You're probably wondering, okay, great. So what do I actually do to overcome it? There are two different things that I find personally help me, so I'm going to share those with you. The first thing is the shitty draft method. And this is when you just go all in and create videos without the intention of posting them. This will allow you to feel like you don't have the pressure of having to make something perfect, and you can be as creative as you want without having to worry about someone else seeing it. And maybe you want to post it later or maybe you don't, but you don't need to worry about being perfect. And I feel like that's one of the things that will help get your creative juices flowing too. The second thing that can help you with your overthinking is finding an accountability partner. This could be finding a creator friend that has similar goals to you and holding each other accountable, or you could even join a community, which is something that I actually have done. The nice thing about this is that you have other people to hold you accountable and it doesn't feel like you're just going on this content creation journey on your own. And I don't know about you, but I personally do not have any friends that are interested in content creation and stuff. So I don't have anyone to talk to about it. The next best thing to do is surround yourself with people that are interested and are in it now. So if you can find a content creator that has a community that aligns with your goals and your values, then definitely look into joining one of those. Anyways, so my challenge for you is for you to actually go out and create a piece of content today, even if you feel like you have nothing to say. Just get out there, press record, and maybe you want to post it, maybe you don't post it, but at least you are getting your reps in, and hopefully it'll help you get your creative juices flowing. And let me know in the comments below what you're making a video on today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.